So, what if I told you that every single room you walk into keeps a physical record of you long after you've already left? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But it's a real thing. It's called atmospheric residue, and it means the air itself, well, it remembers you.
You know that feeling, right? You walk into a room that someone just left, and you can just feel that they were there. It feels occupied, like their presence is still hanging in the air. Well, guess what? That feeling, it's not just in your head.
And I mean that literally. This isn't some metaphor. Your body, your warmth, your movements, every single thing you do is physically recorded in the air all around you. So, what is that feeling of presence then? It's not a ghost, it's not a sixth sense. It's your normal physical senses picking up on something very, very real.
What you're actually sensing are the leftover physical disturbances in the room. Every time you move, you're rearranging the air pressure, the temperature, you're even kicking up dust in specific patterns. A room doesn't just instantly reset the second you walk out.
And this all leads to a pretty wild idea that air itself acts like a kind of memory material. It actually holds a physical record, an impression of everything that happens inside of it.
We have to stop thinking of air as just empty space. It's not. It's a complex, layered fluid. The best way to think about it is like it's a thick liquid, kind of like water. It has inertia, it has viscosity, so when you move through it, it doesn't just snap back into place. No, instead it slowly, gradually settles back down. It creates these decay curves as it slowly forgets what just happened.
Okay, so if this is all real, can we actually see it? And amazingly, the answer is yes. Scientists have figured out ways to visualize these invisible footprints, to literally see the ghosts in the room.
All right, proof number 1, thermal cameras. As you move around, your body heat leaves this invisible trail in the air. Well, with highly sensitive cameras, we can actually see these ghost heat silhouettes lingering on the air currents long after you're gone. Then there's this incredible technique called Schlieren photography. It's a special method that makes changes in air density totally visible to the naked eye. And using this, scientists can actually see the disturbed air, your literal footprints in the atmosphere, for minutes after you've walked away. And this one might be the wildest of all. Dust laser tests. Scientists shine these special lasers through a room, and it lights up all the teeny tiny dust particles floating around. When you walk through that space, you carve out these invisible lanes in the dust. And get this, those lanes can last for over an hour.
So we can see these atmospheric footprints. We know they're there, but what are they actually made of? This is where the physics gets really, really cool.
See, your atmospheric signature is incredibly complex. It's not just one thing. Every step you take carves these little pressure tunnels in the air. You leave behind thermal wakes of heat. You generate these tiny turbulence spirals, and you breathe out plumes of CO2. Your movement even creates what are called ionic ghosts, and you're shedding thousands of microparticles from your skin and clothes. You're not just a person in a room. You are a walking, talking atmospheric event. So the big question is, how long does this atmospheric event of you last? How long does it take for a room to totally forget you were ever there? Well, under the right conditions, it can take up to 120 minutes. That's 2 full hours for the air to finally settle down and erase the record of your presence. So for up to 2 hours, you don't just disappear, you linger. You physically remain as these heat fingerprints, as turbulent scars cut into the air, and as those invisible ionic ghosts. Now, this is all fascinating, kind of mind-bending stuff, right? But you might be asking, okay, so what? Why does this actually matter? Well, understanding this invisible world has some incredibly important real-world applications. I mean, the applications are huge. In public health, it helps us understand exactly how long viruses and other things can hang in the air. For engineering, it's totally changing how we design ventilation systems. And just think about forensics for a second. This could one day help investigators reconstruct exactly what happened at a crime scene, just by reading the memory of the air.
So the big takeaway here is pretty simple, but is also profound. When you walk out of a room, you don't really leave. A physical, detailed impression of you stays behind.
Your presence in a space isn't like an on-off switch. It's more like a dimmer switch. You fade. You do not just vanish. And really, that's the idea I want to leave you with. If the air is holding onto a memory of us for up to 2 hours, what else is it recording?
What other invisible stories is the air telling all around us, right this second, just waiting for us to figure out how to read them?